Here's 3 things I wish I knew before doing my first ever fitness photo shoot. So in April of this year, I done my first photo shoot. It was 14 weeks of dieting and training to get shredded and get in shape to get a nice set of pictures at the end. And whilst I'm glad it's done and I'm happy I have the pictures to look back on, I am in no rush to do another one anytime soon. But that said, I want to share with you the 3 things I wish I knew before starting, so hopefully it can help make your fitness journey a little bit easier. First thing is, your life is going to be boring. If you're getting ready for a photo shoot or any event where you need to bring your body fat down to a relatively low percentage, life's going to get very boring. You're going to be basically just living in kind of monk mode where you're training all the time, eating pretty much the same foods fairly consistently day in, day out, and there's not much wiggle room or flexibility for nights out, for going to restaurants, etc., especially as things get closer to the finish line. That said, it's only a short-term thing. So the photo shoot, for example, for me, it was 14 weeks of dieting. Now, whilst that sounds like a long time, over the course of a life, it's not too long, right? We can sacrifice 14 weeks of being on track and staying consistent to have the rest of your life then afterwards. So in the moment, it might feel like a lot, but on the grand scheme of things, it's not a whole load of time. So just get ready to have a relatively boring life for those few weeks leading into it. Number 2, and maybe the most important one, make sure you have a conversation with the people you love ahead of time and just let them know that you might be a bit of a dick over the next few weeks. Don't wait until you're in the height of prep where you're tired, you're hungry, you have no energy, and you start just lashing out at people for the stupidest, smallest things. Instead, tell people in advance, whether it's work colleagues, partners, family, friends, let them know what you're doing, what you've signed up for, how long it's going to last, and just apologize in advance for anything that you might do or say that you don't really mean, but just comes from a place of hangriness. Last but definitely not least, the way that you look on shoot day is not sustainable. You're not going to stay looking that good for the rest of your life. For some context, I'm now about 6 months post-shoot and I'm 5 to 6 kilos heavier than I was on shoot day. On the day of the shoot, I was about 65.5 kilos. Now I'm kind of hovering between 70, 71. You look great on shoot day, do not get me wrong, but I only look like that for maybe the day of the shoot and a few hours afterwards until I start eating normally again. The tan wears off, the oil runs off, and you go back to looking still decent, but not as good as this. Some people get themselves in a horrible trap where they try to sustain a look like that and end up with all sorts of problems and mental health issues, eating disorders, etc. So just go into that with your eyes wide open. It's a great goal to move towards. It's cool to get in that shape to get the pictures, but accept that keeping your body fat that low and trying to sustain the lifestyle it takes to look like that is probably going to make most people really miserable and not a life that you're going to enjoy. So definitely go for it. Aim to do your photo shoot, get in great shape, get your pictures, but get out the other side and accept there's much more to life than trying to look like that. So those are the 3 things I wish I knew before doing my first fitness photo shoot. I hope they were helpful. And if you've got a photo shoot or a competition coming up, I hope they could be of some value to you. I'm wishing you all the best.